Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Honorable judges, respected teachers, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Before I elaborate further, I would like to ask a simple question. Is there anyone in this hall named Ghazali? No one. It's okay. Because today, I would like to invite all of you to journey with me to revive the heart of Islamic thought, guided by the wisdom of Imam al-Ghazali, one of the greatest scholars our Ummah has ever known. Now, let us imagine the heart once filled with divine wisdom and purpose, now buried beneath the dust of pride, distraction, and confusion. Such is the condition of the modern Muslim intellect, alive yet disconnected. As a starting point, al-Ghazali observed that the Muslim world had reduced Islam to external rituals and intellectual gymnastics, while the soul, our true compass, was neglected. In his magnum opus, Ihya Ulum-ad-Din, he boldly stated, "The outer aspect of knowledge is for this world. Its inner aspect is for the hereafter." And so, he began his lifelong project to purify Islamic knowledge from ego and restore its spiritual core. He warned that memorizing the Quran without understanding it is like carrying a torch that doesn't light the path. In Ihya Ulum-ad-Din, Book of Adab Tilawatul Quran, he said, "Read the Quran as though it was revealed to you directly." This was not just a call to knowledge, my brothers and sisters, but to meaningful knowledge that awakens the heart and leads to transformation. Honorable judges and my fellow speakers, now, al-Ghazali was not anti-intellectual, and in fact, he was a master of logic, law, philosophy, and theology. In his book, Tahawud al-Falasifa, he challenged the great influenced philosophers like Ibn Sina and al-Farabi for placing human reason above divine revelation. He wrote, "Where reason ends, revelation begins." He also defended logic as a tool for clarity. In his seminal work, the book of Miyal al-Ilmi, the criterion of knowledge, he said, "Logic is the skill for all sciences. Its rejection is like rejecting the use of a skill in measuring." This balance between aqal, reason, intellect, or rational, and naqli, revelation or tradition, is at the heart of al-Ghazali's legacy. He teaches us that Islam is an illumined truth, guided by the heart and tested by the mind. Honorable judges and my fellow speakers, let us commence further in exploring Imam al-Ghazali's contribution in reforming the Islamic society. He developed the art of Tazkiyat al-Nafsi based on Surah Al-Shams verses 7 to 10. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم ونفس وما سواها فألهمها فجورها وتقواها قد أفلح من زكاها وقد خاب من دساها صدق الله العظيم. And by the soul and the one who fashioned it, that with the knowledge of right or wrong inspired, successful indeed is the one who purifies their soul, and doomed is the one who corrupts it. Here lies the core of al-Ghazali's revival, Tazkiyat an-Nafsi. He also warned that arrogance, envy, greed, and hypocrisy were not just personal flaws, but spiritual diseases. Ladies and gentlemen, he builds human beings. He revived education that nourished the both mind and the soul. In his famous work entitled Ayyuha al-Walad, a letter to a student, he said, knowledge without action is insanity, and action without knowledge is vanity. Today, when we flood our youth with knowledge but starve them of meaning, al-Ghazali's message could not be more urgent. Dear my fellow audience, let us reflect on al-Ghazali's teaching relevancy towards modern challenges. He taught us to know our time. As paraphrased in his seminal work, Al-Mustasfa and Ihya, he said that the true jurist is the one who understands his age and what it demands. We cannot apply 12th century ruling blindly to 21st century dilemmas, but what we need is the Ghazalian mentality that deeply rooted in the Quran and As-Sunnah, but not afraid to ask tough questions. Perhaps the next mujahid is not the one who has a beard or turban, but someone with the heart awake to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, a mind sharp with knowledge and hands ready to serve humanity. As a conclusion, my brothers and sisters, al-Ghazali showed us that the true crisis of the Ummah is the lack of transformation. So let us then be revivalists, not with slogans, but with sincerity. As for my speech, I would like to share a famous quote from al-Ghazali. He who knows himself knows his Lord. In reviving the heart of Islamic thought, we're not just restoring a legacy, we are also answering a divine call. Jazakumullah khairan. Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.